Okay, Dobra, so give us an update. Tell us where you are right now and how far has the process gone. Dobra?
Okay, I'm at the INEC Collation Center in Yenegua, and collation has begun. For now, they're on a break, 1 hour break, and it's already 30 minutes gone into the 1 hour break. So far, the results for 6 local governments have been announced. Only 2 local governments remaining. That's what we have so far from the INEC Collation Center in Yenegua. But I'm not alone. I'm with the project manager of IAGO Africa, and she will tell us as an observer what they've observed during this electoral process. Hello, dear.
Yeah.
So, you've seen the announcement of 6 results. That's
6 government, yes.
What can you say regarding the process?
Well, I think first is to commend the people of Bayelsa for coming out to vote because before the elections, you see all the indications and some of emerging trends on possible threats of violence. But the people still, regardless of the challenges and late commencement of polls, still came out and waited to cast their vote. Now, one of the things we had seen yesterday was we had a large percentage of polling units commencing late. So from the watching the vote PVT data, as at 12:30, only 56% of polling units had commenced. But thankfully, voting continued till as late as 4:30, 5 p.m. And what that did was it gave more voters the opportunity to vote. Now, the process has been, for the collation period post-elections, it's been quiet as people have been waiting on the Electoral Commission to announce the results, which is what we expect. And in a democracy, after you vote, you wait for the votes to be counted and you wait for the results to be announced. And that is one point we need to commend the people of Bayelsa for being peaceful and waiting through the collation process. As we wait for the 2 results, for the result from the 2 remaining local government areas, it's still another call to the people to wait and let's be patient, even in celebration or in whatever it is, and wait for the final results from the remaining LGAs to be announced. We did observe challenges in the process that requires a lot of intervention when it comes to electoral reform, because regardless of having the elections yesterday, we still had perennial challenges of logistics when it came to deployment of materials, and this was a major indictment on the role of the security in supporting INEC to deploy materials to polling units, because that also impacted on the percentage of voters who could vote. The other issue also is we still saw some threats to disrupt the process in some polling units where some local governments, some ward coalition and ward centers materials, election materials were carted away with. Regardless, voters still wanted to vote. So for watching the vote findings, we have polling units where voting could not happen yesterday, not because the people did not come out to vote, but they came out to vote. But some individuals, some thugs had come and carted away with the election materials, depriving them of that right to vote. That is where we raise questions that at what point do we build a democracy where political parties would ensure the process is credible and that when people come out to vote, that their right to vote is guaranteed and safeguarded, because we still have voters who couldn't vote, not because they did not have the interest to vote, but because they got to their polling units and their materials were missing. So these were some of our observations on the process. But we also see the challenge of money. And while we are preaching that we need to start saying no to vote buying, one of the things we need to keep promoting is that citizens have a right to participate and that they need to engage the process and become active citizens in holding the government accountable and their political power. Whichever party wins, we hope that even if there are grievances, that the right channels are adopted to challenge any grievances in the process.
Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. We're still at the INEC Collation Center in Yenegua, and collation of the results of Southern Ijaw and Ekaremo local government will soon begin. I will keep you updated on the process.
That's Dobra Timiwood, our correspondent there live for us. But Dobra, if you're still with us, maybe a question for you before you go. A day after the election, if you compare what happened 4 years ago to what happened on Saturday and today, how are residents of Yenegua, Bayelsa State in general, waking up to the reality of the aftermath of the Saturday conduct of the exercise?
Okay, so now 4 years ago, that was 2015, and now 2019. It's a far departure of what we had in 2015. Remember, Shehu, you were in Yenagua 2015, and I still remember how much I ran at a Masoma community. I even had to come, and I was practically panting when I came to Yenagua. Now, I went to a Masoma yesterday, and most of the polling units visited were peaceful, which was a different scenario from what we observed 4 years ago. Now, regarding Bayelsans and the anticipation regarding the vote, we've seen that people are anxious, but they are not violent. They are cordial. They are calling on INEC to continue the process, ensure that the results are announced. You know, the tension in the air of the possible breakdown of law and order is no longer there. People are coming to terms with the fact that the election has taken place, results will come out, and they should accept the votes. And once again, understand that they are all Bayelsans, no matter who wins the election.
Do you think that we're going to be here for another couple of hours? I'm referring to you now. When do you think this will wrap up, looking at what you have left now, the local governments left?
We're expecting that it should wrap up within the next 3 hours. That's our expectation. But we really can't tell. You know, INEC told us they're going to start the process by 10 a.m., but they started after 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Now, they had 6 results, and they didn't go on any break. They took the 6 results at a stretch before they went on an hour's break. Now, it's almost, you know, the 1 hour is almost out, and there are no signs around here that they are coming back soon. So, for us in Yenagua, the wait continues, but we're optimistic that the results for the 2 remaining local governments, which is Ekeremo and Southern Ijo, will be announced. Remember, I told you earlier on in the day that INEC told their adult staff that if you know where you are is too far and you cannot go to the local government headquarters for the collation, you can come over to INEC headquarters. So they've been doing that all day. We're very optimistic that before the next 3 hours, Bayelsans should have a winner of the election that took place yesterday, 16th of November.
Timmy Wood there for us, our correspondent live at the Collation Center in Yenagua. Thank you so much, Dobra, for your reporting there.